if you find somebody who is able to do your hair sufficiently, don't share. Gatekeep the shit out of them. Don't share, because these people are going to end up switching up on you.
My name is Carrie.
Woo. Hey guys. Long time girl, me never see you. Come let me hold your hand. Long time girl, me never see you. Come let me hold your hand. That was a folk song. When I was growing up in Jamaica, a song that we would sing when I was a kid. It's been a while, so yeah. And it's been a while since I've been back on here too. Life is just lifing, people. Like, I think I've resolved that this channel is just gonna be a place that I hop on occasionally, and if I feel I have something to talk about or something that I'd like to share. And today I have something I want to share. So, like, I don't know, guys. This week I got my hair braided. I got boho. I don't even know if it's boho or goddess braids, a mixture of it. I don't know what it is. But I was so hesitant to get these braids because, like, this person, I've used her before, but only to do cornrows in my hair. But I've never used her to do official braids. Actually, whenever I needed my hair to be braided, I would go to another person to get my hair done. Since I've been in Japan, I've had 3 people braid my hair. Well, to get this kind of braid or 4 locks braids. But as it pertains to this style, I've had 3 people now, her included, do this hairstyle for me. And I decided to take a chance with this lady because I felt like it was a chance because I didn't know if she was good. She didn't have a lot of reference pictures. She showed me a picture. It looked like she could do it, but I wasn't sure. I couldn't see how neat she'd be able to do it or anything. But I just refused to pay the money that the other people are charging in Japan, because not only is it exorbitant, but I do feel like it's gluttony, or you could say gluttonous, and just, to be honest, exorbitant, you know? Like, the first person who did my hair when I got this style, she charged me, I think, 35,000 yen. And guys, I know 35,000 yen is less than what they're charging in the States, but then in the States, you know, they earn more. The money is more over there, and so yeah, it's a different standard of living and quality of life. So even though I do agree that it's still excessive, in my opinion, I think it's too much money. I do understand to an extent why people be charging that amount of money, as opposed to in Japan, where bills are not as expensive, other services are not as expensive, but when it comes on to black hair, they're charging a lot of money to get it done. And I feel like it's not, I think it's not fair to charge excessive amounts to do braids in Japan because of the, as I said before, the standard of living, or not standard of living, the cost of living is not as the same. But also, it's not like a lot of these people who are doing hair in Japan are paying overhead costs. They're not paying for like a rent. A lot of them are not even certified, not qualified, you know. So why are we acting as if you went to school or you have certifications to do this? No, you don't. And I'm not trying to like discredit like the work, but I just feel as if, as opposed to other services where you have to invest in getting a degree or you have to be paying overheads, you're not doing all of that. So there's no justification for why the price is that excessive or that expensive. Anyway, I'm never one to ball down anybody. In Jamaica, we say ball down people price. I'm never one to haggle. If you tell me that's your price, even if I don't agree with it, I'm going to pay you, because at the end of the day, I want to ensure that whatever I'm paying you, you're going to do, when I pay you, after I've paid you, you do a good job. I never want to feel as if, okay, because your initial price was 35, but I haggled and you decided to accept 30K. I don't want to ever feel like, okay, now because of that, you're going to be like a daisy color. You're going to give me something that I never agreed to. You're going to do substandard work, essentially. So I'll pay people the money. And I've had incidents where I've paid people the money, and like initially, the first time I got my hair done, it was done well. But then the next time I went to get the same hairstyle, you're going to be doing bigger plaits. You're going to be using less hair and still charge me the same amount of money. So that was my first experience with somebody who did this style in Japan. And all while doing that, you know, you're expecting to you use my photos, and I don't have any issue taking photos. So I'm not even gonna be petty like that and act like, okay, I expect you to pay me for to be able to use my photos. My point is, you are the one who's at the winning end of all of this. I'm not benefiting in any way. You are benefiting. Even if you use my pictures to promote your business, I'm not getting a discount the next time I come. You're the only one who's in a position of advantage. But it's okay. It's okay. So the second time I did my hair with that person, they didn't do a good job. As I said before, they accepted the same amount of money but wanted to do less work. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to use that person anymore. And then I used somebody last year to do my hair, and the person did a decent job. To be honest, it wasn't as neat as the first person, but they were also charging less. And this time, the first person who charged me money, they charged 35,000 excluding hair. So this is just installation price. I would have to find my own hair, and so like the braids, the money for the braids, this part of the hair would be about $80 after I've ordered the hair, because I would order my own hair, sorry. And then the human hair part, because I use real human hair, I don't really like to use synthetic for this style, it would be about 20,000 yen. So that is what, maybe 20,000 yen would be about $150 for the human hair. So in total, the overall cost of the hair would be about 60 to 65, somewhere around that, transportation and stuff. So I'm paying a lot of money to get the hair done. I want to ensure that at the end of the day, when I've made all of that investment, I'm satisfied. I wasn't satisfied the first time, and that's why I ended up using the second person. And the second person was decent. It wasn't as neat as the first person, but you know what? Her price was 25. And that time when I used her, I decided not to use human hair. I decided to just use her braiding hair and also the service. So I think she charged me 25K to get it done. And it was okay for what it was, because it wasn't human hair. So 25, it was okay. But after I did that hair, I decided I was going to take a long break from braid, because I realized that my hair was becoming weaker, and I just wanted to ensure that I started to treat my hair better, and maybe like wash my hair more often, put less pressure on my edges and stuff like that. So I decided to just take a break from braids. Would you believe me that the next time, which was a month ago, I decided, okay, I want to do braids again. And I reached out to the person who did my hair last December, and I said to her, hey, inquiring about her service, like in terms of like the hairstyle. I noticed that when I went on her site, she didn't have any prices. She was using one of those like systems that where you sign up or you schedule the appointment and stuff like that. But even when I booked the appointment, I realized that there was no price for her service. So I reached out to her and I was like, hey, how much is it from small boho braids? She was like, oh, she doesn't do small anymore. She does small, medium, and it goes from 20 to 35. So if she goes from 20 to 35 and she only does small, medium, you know that she's charging 35 to do the hair. And 35, she says, includes, she says what? 35 includes the hair, which her hair is not, in my opinion, wasn't good hair. The last time I used it, I had to take out the hair in like a month's time. The braiding hair, I didn't like the quality of the braiding hair, to be honest. And so I decided that if I were going to use her, I would use my own. I would bring my own hair. So I'm like, okay, so you're in 1 year, in the space of 1 year, your price has increased from 25,000 yen to 35,000 yen. I'm sorry, like I don't know what I would rather do, because I don't want it to tell any lies, because if I was desperate, I probably would have ended up using her. But I was like, I'd rather scour the internet and find somebody who can do something close to it or something. I refuse to let anybody get rich off me, right? And I don't know, but I just somehow felt like that was my price. Just the fact that there was no transparency in terms of her pricing. And she follows me on social media. And to be honest, guys, I'm not saying that, okay, I'm rich or anything like that. But I just feel as if in Japan, I've been able to lead a particular kind of life. You know, I'm not struggling. And I do feel as if, how do I know that I'm not getting a different price, a more inflated price than the other person, just based on the fact that you follow me on social media? You might feel like, okay, she does this, she goes to this place, or she was there last week at this place. So if she's always flexing, let's say I'm flexing, let's say that is what I'm doing. They don't know if I have money or if I'm just flexing. Who knows if that is a real price or if that's just carry price, because there's no transparency in terms of, I want to look at your website and see, okay, this is a price. I know that this is a price for everybody and not just a special price for me. So I was like, you know what? I really don't like the shadiness I'm feeling. Let me just find somebody else to do my hair. And girls or men, if you're a guy watching this video, I went and I decided to use a lady who've always like done like my cornrows, and she would do the cornrows so that I'd be able to wear my wigs. And that lady too is actually somebody I met through my ex-husband. And so, but as I said before, she didn't have a lot of reference pictures. She didn't have like a flourishing Instagram with thousands of followers or anybody like that. Just discreet, very, you know, humble, you know. And to be honest, because of that, I thought that she didn't really, I was nervous going into the experience. I wasn't sure if she would have been able to do a good job. And I knew I was taking a risk because, of course, I was like, all right, I'm using good quality hair and stuff like that. But she has been doing my braids, as I said, my cornrow, and she's always done it neatly. So I'm like, if she can do cornrow, I'm sure even if it doesn't come up to, if it's not what I'm expecting, it can't be that bad. It's the best, in my opinion, it's the best my braids have ever looked. And it's the best my head has ever felt, because like there's no pressure. I don't feel, you know, like when you just do braids, sometimes you feel like you can't barely move your head. There's tension, it's difficult for you to sleep. None of that experience I've ever had. And I've never had that experience too when she's braiding my hair. I've never felt that strain or pressure or tension in my scalp. She's always so gentle with my hair when she's combing it. I never feel stressed, you know, or in angst or anything like that. So yeah. And so now that I've found somebody she was able to do my hair and do it well, I know that I'm going to be using her anytime I want to get braids done. But here's a kicker. Now that I've found somebody, I'm going to be gatekeeping the shit out of her. Like, if anybody sees me and asks me who did my braid, I don't know, amnesia. I'm gatekeeping. I'm not sharing. I'm not telling anybody who did my hair. And it's so unfortunate this is what we have to do now in 2024 and beyond. Because, like, you can't even feel like, okay, you know, in years past, I would have been so eager to share and to try to get her to get more business. But I have to protect myself, because at the end of the day, you help these people to get customers. Number one, you're not getting a referral fee. They're not paying you for referring them. And number two, you're not getting any kind of discount. And number three, you end up pricing yourself out of the market, because the more customers that they get, the more confidence. You think that, okay, they get more customers, you know, they're going to continue to remain fair to the persons who supported them when they didn't have a lot of clients. The more customers you have, that they have, the more confidence they get to exploit their loyal customer base and charge more money, right? And you know, overinflate their services, their service charge, to the point where I might not even be able to afford her again. And not just because, you know, and I'm the kind of person, even if I can afford, if I realize that you are being unfair, I'm the type of person who will I would cut off my nose to spite my face. That's the kind of person I am. So now I've decided, you know what? Gatekeeping is what I need to do. And I advise anybody, if you find a hairdresser who has been able to do your hair to your liking, and you think that, okay, they're, you know, this person is neat and the price is affordable, and you're able to get an appointment and they treat you with respect and they don't have the long list of requirements about you need to do this, you need to have this, you need to comb out your hair, you need to wash, you need to this, you need to that. Albeit I had to prepare my hair before, but even just the fact that they don't have this long policies and you have to set appointment fee and cancellation fee and all of the excitement, you know, if you find somebody who is able to do your hair sufficiently, you know, don't share. Gatekeep the shit out of them, right? Don't share, because these people are going to end up switching up on you, and you're going to find yourself without a hairdresser. So because I see how the other people, I observe how the other persons operated. I know that it's not, Jamaicans say it's not the same they leave, drop a water bottle, it rotten or something like that. Because I've been away from Jamaica so long, sometimes I feel like I'm losing my Jamaicanness. But it's not the same. Essentially, what it means is that not the same time something happens, a problem is created. It takes time. These are things that brew over time. And so you might think that, okay, then you're helping your hairdresser to come up and they're going to respect you and it's going to actually lead to your relationship flourishing, and like, you know, they're going to feel a sense of gratitude, indebtedness. They're going to feel gratitude and, you know, respect you more or whatever. None of that. No. Right? A lot of them forget what they came from, and when they level up, when they have more customers, they start treating the original customers like shit, right? And they start overcharging and getting an ego, right? Because I'm sure those people, the ones who are like being the disgusting ones, who are charging the excessive amount, and who have very poor customer service at that too. I'm sure it didn't happen overnight, right? I'm sure they were decent people at first, or they came across that way, and then as soon as they gotta come up, they switch up on the customers. So yeah, gatekeep, don't share, and yeah, don't share, and just keep it like that, and hope that other people won't discover them for as long as they live, so that you can ensure that you have a hairdresser whenever you need them. All right, at this point I'm becoming so disgusting with my thing. I don't even care at this point. Even if they want photos from me, you're not using my face, you're not using my likeness. No. I pay for your service, you know. I pay for your service. If you want to take the back of my hair, you can, but my face and stuff like that, no free promo with my image. Definitely not, because at the end of the day, oftentimes the ones who are using your photos, they're not, as I said, compensating you. You're not getting a discount, not getting a referral fee if you recommend them. You know, all you get is disrespect. You build a customer base, and then at the end of the day, they switch upon you. So this is my rant. This is what I've learned from this experience. I like my braids. I hope that I'll have more hairstyles to continue liking. And so to ensure that that happens, gatekeeping is where it's at in 2024 and beyond. Thank you for joining me in this brief, well, not brief because it's 17 minutes, 18 minutes when I'm finished, chit chat. I hope that you're all well. I hope that you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye. Mwah.